I've got a little special guest in the video. If you've been following me for a long time, you know exactly what this means. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today we are doing my empties. I have been collecting for some time, and I think I've got enough. I've got quite a bit actually to get through, and as always, I like to keep my empties on the shorter side as far as the amount of products, because I do go into detail and I'm very thorough and in-depth with my reviews of products, whether or not they're good or bad. So we're going to go ahead and get into this because there's so much stuff that I need to share with you guys, and we're just going to talk. So I'm going to be diving in, and if you notice something moving right over here, this is my dog. She's always somewhere in this room when I'm filming, either on my lap, behind me, next to me, by my feet, and she's just going to be a little visitor today. So first thing I'm going to grab, I'm not going to keep these in any particular order. I'm just going to, as I pull out of the bag, whatever it is that's in my hand, that's what we're talking about. Okay, first thing is Aveeno. This is the Daily Moisturizing Lotion. This is what I use. My husband uses it. I use it also on my son as well, and works really well. Hydrates the skin. It says for 24 hours. It's fragrance free, which is something that's really important to me, to kind of minimize fragrances, because sometimes that can be kind of irritating for the skin. So Aveeno is really good. I get these big containers in like a double pack. Sometimes like a double pack and then like a mini travel size from like Costco and Sam's Club when you can get things in bulk. It's a little bit more pricey, but this is a 20 ounce, and I usually get about 2 of these in a pack from Sam's Club and also Costco. They both carry Aveeno, so that's really good. We go through those all the time. I have some pomade. I don't really share a lot of products that my husband uses, his empties, or a lot of things like for my son. I just kind of keep my stuff collecting because my husband tends to throw things out, and he's like, why are you holding on to trash? And you're going to talk about trash in a video? He doesn't get it, but whatever, we're moving on. I decided to go ahead and put these in there because I knew he was going to throw them out. Actually, there's 2 containers of some pomade. This is the Suavecito pomade, and he gets these from his local barber, who we just absolutely love, and always does a really great job on his hair. And she's also done my son's hair, but I take him to like a kid's salon for his hair, and this is what I use on my son's hair. It's a water-soluble pomade. This one here in the green says matte, and then this one doesn't say that, and it has like a skull, has a very kind of cool design to it. It says Suavecito.com is where you can get these if you don't have a barber that carries them locally, if you're interested in it. But I like this because they smell amazing. We have a third one that's a limited edition. It's honey something honey. It smells like cologne. It's really good. We've had it for a couple months because we've been alternating between these, but these are more like white in color, and they smell amazing. This green one smells so, so good. Okay, some shampoo. Can't talk. The Pura Dior, I got this from, I think, CVS. This is the Scalp Therapy Shampoo. Daily dry scalp treatment for shinier hair and less flakes due to dryness. Now, I do get flakes here and there, and it's attributed to having more drier skin. So I noticed that when I use this shampoo, it does help with that. It helps hydrate the hair, keeps my hair really soft and silky. It does clarify. It says clarifies the scalp and strands. I've been doing a lot of research on products to help with hair growth, just to make my hair a little bit thicker. My multivitamin has biotin in it, which you will read that's really good for hair, skin, and nails. But my hair is pretty thin, and there's many things that could attribute to that: diet, hormones. I also take Synthroid for my thyroid, so that is a big contributor to having thinner hair. But it doesn't always mean that if you take Synthroid, like my mom, she takes it. She's got she says it's thin hair, but she's got a lot. Like her ponytail is thick. Mine, I've got like 5 strands. So it can affect people differently, I guess. So I was looking into it, did some research, and in order to promote hair growth, it's more of creating like an optimal like pH level of the scalp, keeping the scalp healthy, getting rid of buildup and clarifying it, and getting rid of buildup of oils, hair products, not correctly rinsing. All those things can clog the hair follicles. So it's a long process, but I decided to try this because it's got tea tree, peppermint, argan oil, and it helps nourish the scalp. It's chemical-free, no sulfates, no parabens, gluten-free. It's got a bunch of things in it, like argan oil, aloe vera, black cumin seed, patchouli, peppermint oil, tea tree, so a lot of like essential oils. Speaking of tea tree, I have the Tea Tree Tingle shampoo from Trader Joe's. This was actually really good. It's got a lot of eucalyptus, botanicals, tea tree, peppermint. The list goes on and on. Lots of things, thyme, rosemary, bunch of different things. And I actually like this. It works really well. I have the conditioner in my shower, but I don't use the tea tree conditioners too much because I feel like sometimes that's not quite enough. And it makes my hair feel really dry. So I use a different conditioner, but the tea tree shampoo is actually good. This was only a couple bucks. This one I think was like 20 something, and this is like $3. So, you know, if you're interested in tea tree, those are some good ones to look at. I have a shave cream. This is the EOS Sensitive. I have been trying to undo this cap, but I can't get it. It just doesn't want to come undone. So there's not much in there. It has aloe and wild oat, lavender butter, and no added fragrance if you have sensitive skin. I tend to get a little bit of a sensitized feeling on my legs when I shave. I do shave every single day, so that's probably why. But I've since switched to this, and this has helped quite a bit to the EOS shave cream. I used to use like just really anything. And I change out my shaving blades pretty much every week just because I use them. Like I said, I shave every single day. On my legs, I'm the type of person that I can shave. I will catch a breeze and boom, I'm a full-blown cactus in like 2 seconds flat. So I have to shave every single day. So this works really well. It's a little bit more pricey if you look at it compared to other shaving creams that you get in like a can. It's really up to you what your preference is. I would rather spend the extra money and have something that's, this is really thick stuff, goes on like thick, like body butter thick. So I thought, is it gonna really work? Because it's not, it doesn't foam at all like the regular shaving foams. All right, the next thing is the Kristin Ess Dry Shampoo. This is a brand that you can get at Target. This gal here, Kristin Ess, also does Jenna Dewan's hair, and she's talked about a lot of her products in her channel. And I've seen her products advertised in magazines. I have the the dry texture spray, which I like, but the dry shampoo is really good. It smells really good. It has vitamins, it says vitamin enriched, blow dry, extending. Does really nice. I don't feel like if I go overboard with it, I don't feel like it makes my hair look white. Some dry shampoos can do that. But I find that this one works really well, and it's a little bit more expensive than going to like the drugstore side if you go to Target to look for this. My local Target has it on an end cap, and I want to say this was either $12 or $14. A dry shampoo at the drugstore is probably $6, $7, so it's a little bit more. Excuse me, a little bit more, but I feel like the quality is much better, and you can just tell it's just better. Like I used to use Dove dry shampoo like nobody's business every single day for days straight, and then I'd wash my hair. Disgusting, I know. And I can tell the difference between using this and the Dove one. I also have a few other ones that I've used, but I'm using currently right now the Briogeo, the charcoal, whatever, Scalp Revival one, which is good too, but it is, it doesn't have the spray. It's more of like a loose powder, so definitely something to adjust to and learn how to use. It's like a learning curve with that. The other dry shampoo is this mini from DryBar, the Detox Dry Shampoo. This actually worked. I took this with me when I went on vacation to Vegas, and there's not much in these, so if you're thinking about trying it, I would say just go for the full size because this little mini would probably last you maybe 2 days. It just depends on how, 2 days, 2 uses. Just depends on how oily your hair gets and how many days you're using the dry shampoo in between washes. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it was good, it worked. No issues with any white cast or any weirdness or anything with the hair. It sometimes, I guess you can tell more when you have like darker tones in your hair if you use a lot of dry shampoo, but I didn't notice this with my darker hair. So it's good. A little bit more pricey than the Kristin Ess one. I think it's right around the same price point as Briogeo, so it's kind of one of those like more higher end things. So, and it was cool because when I went to Vegas, I stayed at the Planet Hollywood Hotel. And beneath the hotel was a bunch of shops, the Miracle Mile shops, and they actually had a DryBar place where you can go and get a blowout. It was really cool. They had quite a few people in there, seemed pretty busy, and you can get it at like a DryBar salon, or you can just get it from like Ulta. I think Sephora also carries that as well. I have the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula with vitamin E. It says heals, softens, relieves rough, dry skin for 24-hour moisture. I go through these like crazy. I like to put these on my legs, like my lower half of my legs after I shave. If I've been outside and have been exposed to the sun or have gotten any sun like burn, I will use my aloe, and then I will put this on top of it, and it doesn't have any like, it doesn't leave like a weird kind of patchy look to a sunburn, because sometimes it can do that, especially when it starts to peel. I don't get the peeling with the sunburn when I do this and the aloe. So this works. Soothe marks and tones. I remember when I was pregnant with my son almost 6 years ago, I used to use the Palmer's, the tummy butter, and I got no stretch marks. So the cocoa butter stuff is really something that I would continue to purchase and use. I'm on my second or third one of these. And I really like it. It smells really good. It's a pretty strong scent, the cocoa butter. I like the shea butter one from the Palmer's brand, but I had to order that off of Amazon. And I do like the shea butter one more, but it is very kind of greasy feeling, but it's a really good one. And whenever I get empty with that one, I'll show you what that container looks like. The next thing is the Osmosis skincare. This is what I've been using, the vitamin A blemish, which is the Clarify, in place of my Retin-A, and I've been using this for about maybe 3 months or so. And during that time frame, I would say I had probably about 3 breakouts, 2 more recently, and then 1 about a month and a half into using this. But the Osmosis line is a my dog is panting. The Osmosis line is a medical grade skincare line, and it is also charged. Their waters are charged, I think that's how you say it, charged with frequencies. And it has like epidermal growth factors, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal frequencies in the formula. Now, when you look at the activating mist, it will just say water, and you just have to kind of trust that there is some type of frequency added to this. So you're supposed to use activating mist with the vitamin A serums. They have several different levels, but this is the one that is the blemish one, which is the reason why I was put on Retin-A to begin with, was for acne, not for anti-aging purposes. So this one does both anti-aging, I think, and also takes care of the blemishes. And I would say to have 3 blemishes in the last 3 months is not that big of a deal compared to what it used to be prior to Retin-A, where I was constantly breaking out. So honestly, I do think it does work. It does use retinaldehyde, which is supposed to be just as effective as Retin-A, but without the side effects. It's supposed to help with cell turnover, which is the whole point of using the Retin-A, to increase that cell turnover, which naturally happens in the skin, but with Retin-A, it's quicker. And it's a whole science behind it. It's also supposed to help with building and thickening and strengthening the outer layer of the skin, which is called your skin's barrier. It's there for a reason, to keep your skin protected, to keep out pathogens and just bad stuff from happening. When that is compromised, that can be basically an open door for a lot of bad things to happen, breakouts, bacteria, all that kind of stuff, and that all leads down a not so good path. So it's all about preventing, and that's my approach with skincare, is more of a preventative measure versus waiting until I'm breaking out to then deal with it. It's preventative, topical, and also internal as well, just my own point of view on that. This is what's leaking. My Tula probiotic skincare. This is the Kefir cleansing oil. I finished this up. I did a video on this brand and kind of my first impressions on it, and I really enjoyed it. They use probiotics for their skincare, and it's part of their formulation, and that's something that you don't really hear a lot about, at least now. Maybe in the future you'll probably hear more about it. People will probably know probiotics. I think first thing, internal health, which is so true, but also your skin is a reflection on what's happening on the inside. So it's not just internal that probiotics can help. It can help with external, like topically applied. So I have enjoyed it. The cleansing oil works really well. It removes my makeup very easily. Once you add water, it turns into like a kind of like a milky color, which most cleansers do that anyways. It removes everything. It doesn't make my skin feel stripped or anything. It makes my skin feel very, very comfortable. And it works. I do have another one that I'm using from a different brand, but this is something that I would repurchase, and I would repurchase this as well. Pretty much everything I would repurchase that I showed you thus far, I would repurchase. The vitamin C serum, the Firma Day serum from, this is so disgusting, from Drunk Elephant. This is something that I've been using for quite some time. It's 15% L-ascorbic acid, which is the purest form of vitamin C, has the most research, has the most clinical trials on it. Vitamin C is so important for the skin. Like I said, I could talk day and night about skincare ingredients. Vitamin C helps with so many things. It helps with free radical damage, which you're exposed to out in the elements, pollution in the air, and it prevents the skin from getting like brown spots, age spots. The dark spots from breakouts fade with vitamin C because it helps brighten up the skin. It's like when you cut open an apple and then you put some lemon juice, or an avocado and you put some lemon or lime juice, the acidic content of that lime juice is preventing the oxidative process from happening, which is why the avocado turns brown to begin with. So the same thing with the skin. Your skin is not going to turn brown, literally, but internally it does affect the skin, and the free radicals, again, that's more in detail. It's a very complex thing to talk about. So if you're interested, again, just look it up. There's lots of information out there. Just don't take the first website that you read for, as that's the only type of information that's out there. Look, compare, read. I like to read medical journals as well. Vitamin C is super important. So back to this. This is good. I use it every single morning. I still use vitamin C still to this day. And this one from Drunk Elephant is formulated with a lot of good ingredients. It's also fragrance free. It doesn't have parabens. It doesn't have a lot of the bad suspicious 6, as they call it, and it, you know, has ferulic acid. It's got a chronopeptide. It's got the chronopeptide transforms into vitamin D when you apply it, so that's good. So you don't have to rely on the sun for that. So let's kind of fast forward through some of this. I've got some moisturizers. The Farmacy Sleep Tight Firming Night Balm. This I actually really enjoyed, and you would think that someone that has acne-prone skin or oily skin would like something like this, because this texture is like putting Vaseline on the skin. Like, no joke. For comparison for the texture of this firming balm to Vaseline, it literally is the same thing, except this one is more yellowy. There's nothing in there, so I can't show you. It smells good. It kept my skin really nice and hydrated, and I really enjoyed using it. I use this at night after my retinols, and I'm out of it. I do have a squalene and probiotic gel moisturizer that I'm currently trying out from Biossance, also a Sephora brand that incorporates probiotics into their products, but this is actually really good. If you have really dry skin, you'll love this. Even if you have oily skin, you may enjoy it. You just have to try it and see if you like it, but I would definitely buy that again. The other product is the Tula Hydrating Day and Night. Again, another Tula product with probiotics. The Kefir line within the Tula has more probiotic strands in it than the regular probiotic stuff with the blue packaging, but it's still very good. Day and night, it's very cost effective to have a cream that you can use morning and night. It doesn't have SPF, so you'll need to add that in the morning. I have probably about maybe another day or so on it, but I've been trying other things. I enjoyed it very much. I tried the sample size, like the trial size, and then bought this one. I think this is this an ounce? I don't know exactly what the size is. Yes, 1 ounce. And it wasn't too expensive. I think it was like $52. So it's definitely a little bit up there compared to more drugstore brands, but it says age-defying moisture cream that delivers hydration and antioxidant protection. More Tula stuff. The Revitalizing Eye Cream and the Purifying Face Cleanser both work really well. The cream was great. Enjoyed using that. Again, both of them have probiotics in it. The face cleanser was nice. I didn't feel like it stripped my skin at all, even though it's a purifying one. It does kind of get foamy, so it's not as hydrating as I would like. So for me, I would repurchase that to use and alternate with a hydrating cream cleanser, because that's kind of like what I enjoy using personally. So, and I've talked about that before, so I'm not going to get too much into it as far as like my routine or anything, but I do like cream cleansers better, or hydrating cleansers versus things that strip and purify, because they leave my skin feeling dry. The next thing is the Micellar water. I've shown this before in multiple empties because I use this stuff like crazy. It's getting really dark outside, so if the lighting changes, that is why it's gonna storm really bad. Oh man, it's super dark. Anyways, the Micellar water, I always have one of these under my sink so that I can remove any residual makeup. If I've got any resistant makeup, like if I do, like today I'm wearing a long wear lipstick, which is from Morphe, I will take a cotton pad and kind of remove this, use an oil to break everything else down and cleanse properly. So I always have these, and I get them from the drugstore. I currently have an Olay one right now that I'm almost done with, so you'll be seeing that in the next empties. Another moisturizer is this Keeva Tea Tree Oil Acne Treatment Cream. This came up like a pop-up on my Facebook page. I don't even get on Facebook anymore. And this was supposed to be like this miraculous tea tree oil cream that's supposed to prevent acne and hydrate in the skin. It does feel quite cooling because there's menthol in it, and it's got the tea tree in it, which is good for acne and also for just kind of getting rid of bacteria, and it's antimicrobial, antibacterial as well, so it's really good for acne-prone skin. Now, this was actually created by a dermatologist, and I did some research, and she apparently quit doing practicing dermatology to focus on this, because she got tired of prescribing harsh ingredients or prescriptions to her patients for treating acne. So she developed this, put a patent on it, and started selling it. And at the time, that was sold out on the website. I got this from Amazon. I think this was like $18. There's still a little bit left in there. I do feel like it hydrated my skin. It smells very sort of medicinal and kind of earthy. I wouldn't say that this made me break out at all. It didn't. So maybe there's something to it. But again, this is such a small size that I don't quite know if this really is a game changer, honestly. The ingredients are good. If you're curious, if you've seen it on Amazon, it's got, every review that I've read is positive about this. So I was like, okay, well, let me get this small one to try. It does hydrate the skin. I don't feel like it made my skin do anything weird or anything. I feel like it worked to hydrate the skin. Maybe the tea tree oil does work to prevent breakouts. Maybe I'm breaking out now because I stopped using this. I was using this for about a month, I would say. This lasted me, so not too long, but definitely enough so that I can figure out whether or not I want to repurchase. And I'm still kind of on the fence about that. So that's just where I leave that. Some makeup-y things. The CoverGirl Total Tease. I didn't finish this. I just didn't like it. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't purchase it. The Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, the voluminous one. Love it. I'm on like my 6th tube of this. I bought a big pack from Costco. When I saw it, I was like, yep, this is coming home with me. I love this. This is the absolute best mascara from the drugstore, hands down. My most favorite mascara. The mascara that I've purchased the most ever. So if that's saying something, you gotta try it. Then the last thing, getting to the last little thing, is this little fragrance sample. I've had this for some time. This is the Jo Malone, the Blackberry and Bay cologne. I love Jo Malone fragrances. They are quite pricey. I love the Wood Sage and Sea Salt. That's probably my #1, followed by the Blackberry and Bay. It smells, it's kind of sweet, clean. It's just such a good fragrance. To me, when I smell this, it reminds me of summertime because of that fruitiness. So I think this is more like a summer fragrance. The Wood Sage and Sea Salt, I think you can use it pretty much year round. But if you had to pick one, I would say Wood Sage and Sea Salt is my jam. We are done with my Empties. This was a lot of product. I probably should have done it sooner and not let it get this much out of hand. I like to keep it kind of small, the amount of products, because that way I can really get into the meat and potatoes, really, as they say, of each product. But I have enjoyed these products. I would recommend them. The only one that's kind of like, meh, is the Keeva moisturizer. I don't know if I would actually repurchase that again. Who knows? Maybe I will. Everything else was pretty much good. I mean, everything that I've used up entirely, I feel like gives me a good idea of the product and whether or not I would repurchase it or recommend it. And I think that's the good thing about watching someone's Empties videos, because you can actually see them talking about a product that they've used entirely. And by the end of a product, you should know if it's going to be a good one or not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. If you were curious about anything, if you have any additional questions about any of the products that I shared today, please let me know in the comments section. I appreciate you so much for being here, for watching, for subscribing. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button and become part of my YouTube family. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post videos on the channel, and also follow me on social media. It always pops up here on the screen. Have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for being here, for being new, and I will talk to you very soon.